What's up, guys? Welcome to the podcast, guys, with Rob and Nando. We are going to get into today's topic, a very interesting topic. Before we do, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video. I'm sure everybody is going to want to hear this one. And comment below. Let us know what you think. And let's get into today's topic. Today's topic is going to be revolved around something that just happened this week. We're going to talk about Drake. And Drake is a famous artist, singer, songwriter, actor. He's done it all, you could say. And he's a Grammy Award winner. And he's best known for his hit song in 2009, which is a song that I recognized him from all of a sudden. And it's Best I Ever Had. So why are we talking about Drake today? There is a video out, a video that we're not necessarily too fond of in talking about because it's a little bit explicit, but a video leaked from Drake or someone else, and it's about Drake's penis. And we're going to discuss it and going to get into it. What are your thoughts on that leaked video from Drake?
Yeah, so this is the last thing I ever thought we would discuss on this podcast, but this thing has gone completely viral over the last few days, so it's like how everybody's talking about it, so why not, right? So, yeah, the video leaked on Tuesday, February 6th, and it went viral immediately. I think since it's been taken down, I'm sure Drake's team is doing anything and everything to get it removed, which is probably tough because you have so many different platforms that are reposting it and screenshotting it and whatnot.
It went viral first on X.
Yeah, I think it went viral on X, which used to be Twitter, and it's funny because I read that the app X, the old Twitter, is now #1 on the App Store since this came out. So everybody's actually downloading X just to search and find the video, which is hilarious.
So what's your reaction to it? What do you think?
I actually heard that this went viral. I woke up, I went on Twitter, and I saw all the tweets. And my initial reaction was that this is most likely going to be like an AI-generated image, because now there's a lot of, they're called deep fakes, where they have AI-generated images of celebrities. This just happened to Taylor Swift a few weeks ago, if some of you might have heard of it. Yep. Where they actually had to take these pictures down because there was fake nudes of Taylor Swift that were going viral on X. And they had to be taken down. So that was my initial reaction. I was like, Drake is too big of a celebrity to let something like this slip out. I wouldn't be surprised if this came out with maybe like an up and coming rapper, but like Sexy Red, back in October, Sexy Red had a leaked video of her sleeping with another guy that was real. That went viral. There was a whole bunch of memes about it. So my initial reaction was that this was going to be something fake.
Okay, and to see a video leaked, especially from Drake, is pretty shocking. Do you think he was in on it? Do you think he leaked it? Do you think he passed it on to somebody else? He sent it to somebody as a dick pic and they leaked it? Or,
I highly doubt that he leaked it himself. I think if he was like this guy's been famous for years. I don't think he needs the exposure to do that. Maybe if he was like an up and coming rapper, I could see how they could leak something like that just to get clout and like attention on them. But Drake, I highly doubt it. I truly believe this is just a video that he sent to another woman and she leaked it, or somebody got their hands on it and sent it to themselves and leaked it. Nobody really knows who leaked it.
Yeah, because we were even talking about this before we decided to do this video. We were kind of theorizing, well, did he send it to somebody? Did somebody get a hold of it by, I don't know, maybe jacking his phone? I mean, it would be hard to see that happening. It's Drake, especially. And, or did Drake send it? Which one was it? We don't know. But any of those three or something else is a possibility. Now, what's the current situation of that leaked video, and what's going to be the aftermath? Where do you put those?
Well, you know what? It's funny because there was a response tweet from Drake that turned out to be fake, from what I understand, where he wrote. I wasn't hiding my meat from the world. I was hiding the world from my meat. And a lot of people thought it was real because it had like champagne poppy, but I think it was a photoshopped image. I think since then it's been debunked that it was a fake. But what I think is going to happen now, I mean, his team's going to have to go out of their way to make sure the videos get taken down. It's viral right now. I'm sure it's going to continue being viral for at least the next week. Something we'll get into in a little bit, which is kind of like related to this, is Bobbi Althoff's husband filed for divorce, which is interesting.
Yeah,
we'll get into that a little later.
We'll talk about that in a little bit.
But yeah, I think other than that, it's gone completely viral. There's going to be obviously a like insane amount of memes in regards to this. I've already seen some memes and some like funny videos of like guys taking like a vacuum hose and like swinging it around like to like mock the video. But
see, the thing is that there's been more people impressed versus disgusted and saying that this is horrible, that this is wrong. People are more impressed. They're surprised, they're impressed, they like it. And that's why I think that Drake could have leaked it. He hasn't had also a big reaction to him leaking it. He's done some subtle posts, but other than that, it seems like he's okay with it. What do you think?
It's hard to say because I don't think he's officially responded to it, to my knowledge. And this just happened like 2 days ago. So
yeah, he made posts non-related to it.
I'm trying to put myself in his.
But it seems like he's not even overreacting to it.
No.
So he's not making a big deal about it.
To be honest with you, I don't even know. I mean, I'm assuming it's real, but who knows if it's even a real video? I mean, with stuff like this, you never really know. But I'm trying to put myself in his shoes. I mean, he's basically, you could say, like an A-list celebrity at this point, if not very close, like a B-list celebrity. Everybody, across the every country knows who Drake is at this point. So to be in his shoes, I guess it's like, initially it's kind of embarrassing, but I mean, as long as he's getting a positive reaction to it, women are obviously positively reacting to it. So, he's already famous. If anything, it's just gonna give him more clout. People are gonna probably, if they're downloading X because of it, they're probably gonna listen to more of his music. So I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. How would you feel in his shoes?
I mean, it seems like if people are downloading X, they're impressed. If I'm Drake, I'm happy. I'm ecstatic. I'm that meme where he's in the car and he's just chuckling, laughing. That's me.
It doesn't seem like it'll damage his image at all.
That's what I was going to ask you. What do you think of his legacy? Do you think it's going to affect his legacy? It's going to go into a downward spiral eventually? Do you think it's going to go up? I mean, to me, it looks like he's taking off now more than ever.
Yeah, exactly. I think in this case it worked out for him. Maybe if this was like a female celebrity, a singer, especially one that like makes like teeny bopper like pop music, if one of those type of nudes were leaked, I'm sure it would have a much more damaging effect on their career. But Drake, this doesn't seem like it'll hurt him at all. I don't think so.
Now, we don't always talk about these sorts of things on our podcast, but of course, every now and then we provide a little bit of a source of entertainment. Now, when it comes to with what we talk about, women, and them judging this video, them judging Drake, them judging Drake's dick, do you think that now women, since it seems like they're impressed by the reactions that we've been seeing, by the responses, people have been commenting, tweeting back, and it seems like they really like it in comparison to a potential boyfriend or husband that those women have, or just men in general that they date. Now they're going to be comparing Drake's dick to that guy.
Yeah, that's true.
They're going to want the dream dick.
That's true.
Much.
That's true.
How do you think that's going to affect things with women in their personal relationships, since now they're making such a big deal about this in comparison?
Yeah, I mean, I think women are gonna watch it, and just like you said, women in general, especially nowadays, like they have so many options that they're always gonna go for their best pick. But I think this type of a video is gonna just add fuel to the fire because obviously women are reacting to it in a positive way. But what I was thinking is this is just like a reminder of like why you shouldn't send nudes to women, because you never know when one of those pictures may finally leak. And I know that like some people send nudes using Snapchat because you can't really screenshot on Snapchat, but still, if you Snapchat a picture to somebody, they could take another phone and take a picture of it. It's not that hard. Snapchat notifies you when you screenshot it, so most people don't screenshot. But if you send a nude to a woman and she takes a picture of it with another phone, she has a copy of it. You never know if she's going to leak it.
And that's the most likely scenario, because if Drake wanted to leak a picture of his dick, he would have done it years ago to get even more and more famous. But he's already on top of the mountain.
Yeah.
You know, there's no limit. Sky's the limit for Drake. So for him to do this right now doesn't necessarily make sense, but likely somebody took it off his phone or he sent it to somebody, which is the most likely scenario, and they put it out there.
It makes me wonder if they're going to go after whoever, because I mean, obviously if he did send that video to a specific woman, unless he sent it to many women, but if he sent it to a specific woman, he knows who had that video. So it makes me wonder if they're going to take any legal action towards that person, or they're just going to kind of like get the videos off the internet and just move on. But
now, do you think that there was some sort of revenge factor involved, where if he sent this video to somebody, they leaked it on purpose to try to get back at him?
I would say it's highly likely, because that's how women tend to be. Like when they're, you know, when you break up or they're not getting what they want anymore and they want to kind of like get that revenge on you, that's the easiest way to do it. I mean, especially, you know, maybe if it was a normal person, it wouldn't be a big deal. But in his case, like he's up there in like fame. So I think it's very possible that a woman might have leaked it to damage his image.
It seems like there was some woman that Drake was involved with and he was screwing around with. Of course, Drake is always bouncing around between different women. Again, to each their own. There's no judging there. However, it seems like this woman was trying to get some sort of revenge.
Right, it's very possible.
And it backfired.
It backfired, completely backfired.
Because it worked in his favor.
Yeah.
So that's why it looks like he's not even reacting at all to it. And again, he's making some subtle posts. He's, you know, subtle movements in his life the last couple of days after it leaks, but nothing too over the top where he's, you know.
This would have only damaged his image.
He's not reacting like Taylor Swift did with those AI photos.
Oh, right, yeah.
So you go ahead. You were saying.
No, I was gonna say the only way this video would have embarrassed Drake is if he had like a small shrimp or something like that, and everybody made fun of it. That would have been a different story. But it seems like, based on what I'm saying, everybody's saying the opposite. So
that's the thing. They're saying that they're impressed because it was big and you know, more than what they expected to see.
Drake is probably happy, if anything, that it leaked out. Maybe he might even throw this into one of his future songs.
You never know. He might
a line or something like.
He might put some lyrics together and throw up a mixtape for it. So you never know.
The new leaked mixtape.
Yeah. So now to get into the Bobbi Althoff's, if I said it correctly, situation. Drake did a Bobbi Althoff's podcast back in July. That's the Really Good Podcast. And again, we're not here to rip on Drake, rip on Bobbi. We're just here discussing the situation. So this is not us trying to go after anybody, because I know that's what, you know, tends to happen in these platforms such as YouTube, etc. But he did this podcast with her. She went pretty famous after that, if I'm not mistaken.
I think that was the interview that set her career off, where Drake was kind of like laying in a bed with a drink, and she was interviewing him, and she was like under a covers or something. Yeah. That was what really got her famous. Yeah.
And then shortly after, Bobbi went to one of Drake's concerts, and then it seems like something didn't go too great between them, whether it was friendship or something else, and they unfollowed each other on social media from what I saw there. Recently, you know, today or yesterday, Bobbi's husband, Corey, filed for divorce, and they had separated back in July. And Drake's interview with Bobbi was in July, and Drake's dick went viral a couple days ago. So do you see any sort of connection, any sort of coincidence between these? Could it have been Bobbi that had some involvement in the leakage of the video?
You know, the timing of this is like really, really strange, because as this is happening, you're seeing articles coming out that Bobbi Althoff's husband is filing for divorce, which is an interesting scenario in itself because when Bobbi Althoff got famous, I had no idea till later that she was married. She has at least one kid, if not a few kids.
A couple kids, yeah.
She has a couple kids.
Yeah.
She looks like a young girl, so she's married and has a couple kids.
I was thrown off by that too. I was surprised.
I was thrown off by that, but think about it, right? Put yourself in the husband's shoes, and nobody even knows who the husband is, but think about it. Put yourself in his shoes. So your wife is out, interviewing random rappers, and let's be real, you know what's probably going on behind closed doors. And you're at the house. Nobody even knows who you are. You're at the house with the kids, and your wife is flying around. And let's be real. Yeah, they did an interview, but like they're probably doing some after parties, going to clubs afterwards. It's not like she just flew out, did an interview, thank you, and went back home. So plus she interviewed quite a few rappers. I don't know all the names of who she interviewed, but she interviewed quite a few famous rappers. So I guess he just got sick of it. And there were rumors. The reason we're even bringing this up is there were rumors that Bobbi Althoff and Drake had a hookup at one point.
Right. So we're not necessarily pinpointing anything or blaming Bobbi. This is all theory. But it seems like there's a lot of connection. There's a lot of things that happened there. And who knows? Maybe she got a hold of the video and she leaked it.
I have here. So during a conversation with Barstool Sports founder Dave Portnoy, Bobbi dispelled the rumors that she had a hookup with Drake. "Quote unquote, I am not commenting publicly, but off the record, you are right. That is not true." So she claims they didn't, but
I mean, she would.
Of course, she's going to deny it. Women always deny it.
She has to deny it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I mean, it'd be silly to come out and admit that. Because
no, of course she's going to deny it.
You'll open up another can of worms right
there. I would even go as far as saying she probably did hook up with Drake, because, like, let's be real, any woman that has a chance to hook up with Drake, come on. And, they just did an interview laying in bed and stuff like that. Like, come on, let's be real. She probably hooked up with him, and I wouldn't be surprised if she hooked up with some of the other rappers.
That was a little strange, too. They were in bed doing...
Very odd. The whole thing is... Plus, they're saying she's an industry plant. The whole thing is just strange.
Seems like they were also flirting during the interview. Yeah. I remember watching parts of it.
Yeah, definitely seemed flirty.
So, do you think that in general, it's a strong possibility that she had involvement in that leakage, that video?
Something?
Just to kind of put the nail in the coffin?
I would not be surprised if this had some kind of a link together. Now that we're discussing it, I would not be surprised if it turned out that. Because, he's probably hooked up with so many hundreds of women, if not thousands of women over the years. The fact that she's getting divorced at this time and those rumors that they hooked up, it's very possible that it was her.
Yeah, the other thing is that in July, the husband, Corey, was announcing the separation.
This was when? In the summer?
In the summer.
Mm-hmm.
So the Drake interview happened. The separation was happening there. And then she ended up going to one of his concerts. All happened around that time. And now this is all happening this week. Husband's filing for divorce from Bobbi, and then the photo leakage. So it's just so weird. But again, it could be coincidence. You never know.
And it's very rare that men file for divorce. So if this guy's actually filing for divorce, that goes to show you he must have really had enough.
Yeah, or she did something really fucked up.
Yeah.
To make him go that far. Because again, guys always try to keep it together.
If she's really an industry plant, I've heard over the past few years that the music industry does some creepy, wild stuff behind closed doors. So
we won't get into that, but again, you never know. Never know what's happening behind the scenes. And we don't know what the future holds. So what do you think the future holds with this? Will this die out? Will people keep... Whenever people think of Drake, will they think of his picture?
Usually when a celebrity nude goes, viral, it's going to probably go viral for at least a couple of weeks, and then I'm sure it'll die out. Like Sexy Red, back in October, had a situation where she had like back-to-back nudes leak, and it was a video, and people made a bunch of memes on it, and people talked about it for like maybe a month, but everybody now forgot about it. Like, I don't see a single meme about it. So I'm sure this will carry on for a few more weeks, and people. But what I like to see next is like what's the next thing that's going to happen? Like, are they going to reveal who leaked it? Is there going to be any legal action, or are they just going to kind of sweep it under the rug and forget it?
Well, that's what I was going to say. What are your final thoughts over all of this?
It's really hard. This whole thing is just so crazy. Like Drake, it's a video of him laying in bed, like playing with his meat. The whole thing is just so ridiculous that I really don't know what to say about it. I guess my closing statements for the whole thing is let's see what happens next. Are they going to find out who leaked it? Are they going to do any legal action? Or is this just going to kind of die out? Or maybe we'll find out something. Maybe there'll be some more interesting information that comes out about this. So,
yeah, and I'm thinking the same. I'm also thinking how this is going to affect the people that watch him, the millions all over the world, whether it's here in the U.S. or anywhere in the world, fans of him, and what they think and how this is going to affect them. When we talk about women and men and women in our podcast and the high expectations that women have for men, well, now you can toss in that ladies are looking for men to have a big because now Drake set the bar so high. It's not only his status, his money, his, all his fame, fortune that women strive to, to find a guy to be with that has all those qualities, but now his dick too.
Let me ask you this. How do you think this would have played out differently if it wasn't Drake? What if it was like a female pop celebrity?
I think there would have been backlash.
Yeah.
We were just talking about Taylor Swift and how she was upset about it. So it wasn't a good look for her in her case. So when you're talking about it happening with a female, definitely backlash.
I think there would have been way more backlash. In this case, everybody's kind of like, making fun of it and making memes and stuff, and women are responding positively to it. But I think if it was a female like pop celebrity, there would have been a lot of backlash, and I think there would have definitely been a lawsuit, and it wouldn't have been such a funny thing for them because, like I said, Taylor Swift had some fake images. They weren't even real images, fake images leaked around, and they got them off the internet like a couple days gone. So
it shows the double standard. Like with women, it's a bad thing, but if it happens to a guy, it's celebrated.
There's definitely a double standard. Yeah,
but yeah, I know now that ladies are gonna have high expectations for the man that they date or that they talk to, they get into a relationship with, that they marry. Well, it might not even go that far if they find out that it's not big enough, but they're going to have that expectations that, hey, my guy has to have a big dick now.
You know what I think is going to happen now that I think about it? I think what's going to happen is guys are going to now mimic that video and send that to other women. I guarantee you, they're gonna copy what's in that video. They're going to film it themselves and start sending it.
I can see that happening, and I could see that not working out for many guys.
That's so funny. No, sending news is really like, it's bad news. Like, women in general group text about guys and gossip and whatnot, and like, I've even heard this on like female podcasts where they were like, "Don't send nudes because all we're gonna do with it is send it to each other and make fun of it." So unless you're big like a can of Pepsi or a Pringles can, you're probably better off not sending it.
Yeah, I wouldn't send dick pics. Never have, never will, and
too risky.
That's something that's too risky. For Drake, again, it's not a huge deal because he's already made it. He's that guy. He's that high value guy. He's that 1% guy. So he is not affected by it one bit. That's why it seems for the moment that he's not taking any steps to tone it down and getting, legal action involved and all that stuff. But if it was your average Joe Schmo, hey, if you got a job anywhere, you'll lose that job, So it's things of that nature that you have to think about. If you do those actions, what's going to happen to me in my situation? Because not everybody is Drake, and there's very few of those high caliber guys out there. So just be very careful with what you do, men out there, and unfortunately be ready for the high expectations that women will have for you, because women will be, I don't know how they're going to check. I guess they'll have to get to that
But
point.
just another, that the expectations are going to get cranked up that much more in 2024.
Yeah, that's just another trait that women are expecting men to have. So that's a reason why we wanted to incorporate this not only as entertainment, but as an educational factor, because now, look, women's perspectives are changing nonstop, and this is one thing that threw the wrench in the gear. So, But on that note, we will end here. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, share the video. Hopefully you got some good information from it and a good laugh or two. Like the video, hit the notification button, comment below, let us know what you think, and we'll see you next time.
And while you're searching for Drake's leaked video on Twitter, while you're on there, add us the Podcast Guys 5. We just created a new X, so check that page out and follow it.
Peace.